Okay, so we're going to start making faces, and we'll make a bunch of faces, not just one, so that we can then make different kinds of holy coloring on that. Okay, so first we'll start off on the back of our sheet so I can show you how to draw faces in rough. You can practice a little bit, and then we will make the composition on the right side. Now, it doesn't matter whichever is the right side, wrong side. If like this is the paper you have, you can make the rough behind it, and then you will turn it around so that all your fair images can all be seen one after the other. Right? So I have this blank page, and I will draw behind this to keep life simpler. Okay, so let's start with a very simple illustration. The simplest way to draw a face is to draw like a smiley or an emoji. You have a circle, and in that you will draw two eyes or two lines and a smile. This becomes a smiley emoji. And this is the easiest face you can make. Now, I have a sketchbook in which I practice sketching faces. I want to show you from here. I think I started drawing faces like this when I was maybe 3 or 4 years old, and I continued doing this till I was maybe 10. And today I am now 50 years old. So I want you to see how far you can take faces. No, this is not the face. This is just the cover of the diary. But this is where we can take it. So even I need to practice every so often. So I look at, I take different photos from the net, and I try pencil sketching these. And you will notice that this is incomplete. Even from this picture to this picture, can you see the difference when I start practicing? This was in January, and this was just last week. This is in March. So between this and this, there's still an evolution. Now, we're not going to go this far, but we will take this a little further now. Now, whenever you're making faces, there's all sorts of expressions. We're going to keep a nice, pleasant expression, just the same one. So let's make our oval shape slightly bigger. And I'm going to show you how to divide this face. First, now this can look very funny in the beginning. You draw a line halfway horizontally, then draw a line halfway vertically. And then in the bottom half, again, you divide this line in half, and then even this line in half. Do you start seeing the features? Can you start seeing these? And then another half line. So these are going to be all our features. We are going to have one feature here, here, and here. Can you guess which those features would be? If I give numbers to these divisions, 1, 2, 3, and 4. What do you think will come at 2?
Eyes.
Good. 3?
Ma'am, nose.
Nose, correct. 4 will be mouth. And what do you think this would be?
Hair.
Hair, very good. So you'll already know this. Now, if I were to draw my hair this big, it looks really odd. So this oval, I will adjust and make it slightly narrow. You don't need to make it this wide. And then I'll round the shape off to make it look like a more convincing face. So you can keep making a lot of adjustments in your face. Now I've drawn ears coming from the eyes line to the nose line. And now I can draw some hair, maybe like that. And then you can either draw like a boy's head like this, or a girl's head, which will have more flowing lines and few lines, unless of course she has short hair. So that's the hair part done. Okay. Now we can draw all sorts of noses. So first we will just draw a rectangular shape around the center line for the nose. And where the lines cross over on the eye line, there we can draw an eye like this. Right now, just draw just like a C shape, or sorry, like a curve underneath to make it look. He looks really angry, I know. But we can turn this around and make that eye slightly less angry also. And then from the top, we will draw two lines horizontal, so they will become the eyebrows. And then you can shape the eyebrows like this. They're rounder in the center and they're slightly flatter on the side. Then we will draw some circles inside the eye. I'm going to show you how to draw eyes in detail also. So you make them in the same place so that they're looking at us. And then we draw these little triangles on the side of the nose. And bring the nose down like this a little bit. Now the mouth looks a little too far in my case. So I'm going to draw a nice line that is slightly curved at the corners. And I will draw a small curve on top and a wider curve at the bottom. Now remember, whenever you want to draw a face that's smiling, we have to change the expression, the eyes a little bit. This looks like it's a robot smiling. So we are going to make it a little flat from the bottom, not round. And the eyes will have a nice dark dot in the center. Leave a circle on the same side in both eyes. That will be the reflection. The dot in the center is darkest, the reflection is the lightest. And then you will shade the eye dark to light from the top. I'll show you in detail also how it looks. So whenever you're drawing eyes, these are the different eyes that you draw. You can make a curve on top. Make a circle that's touching the top. Inside that circle, make another circle, which is right in the center. Now this looks very scary, this eye, if you keep it like that. So we will make some reflection. So the easiest way is to put a nice circle or an oval reflection on the top of the eye. You mainly put it on the top because all our light sources come from the top. The sun is in the sky on the top. Our tube lights and lights are high up. And then we will shade it like that, dark coming into light. So then it looks real. Give me 1 second. Okay, sorry, I went out because I suddenly saw the moon rising. It's looking pink on the east side. Okay, now when you have this eye, how do you know whether this is the eye on the left or eye on the right? So in both our eyes, we have an inner eye, which is usually something like this. If you just draw this on one side, that means you're drawing the eye on that side. So if you draw this inner eye on the left, that means you're drawing the left eye of the person. And that's about it. And then you can draw small lines going up like that to make it look like lashes. Don't make them too dark. Now, at some point, I'm definitely going to show you how to make more realistic eyes and more realistic faces. But if you just do even so much, you make these eyes and you put them all over your house, it'll look like your house is looking back at you. All right, now the next thing is above this, we will draw a line which will be the fold of the eyelid, and it's slightly away from the eye or the opening in the center and closer in the corner. And right above this, you can make eyebrows, which will be like almost like a flat line, but then following the curve of the eye on the outside. So you can imagine if this were like your glasses, then it would be a concentric circle. And here you can put some shading. And just give it a shape like that. Okay, now we're not going to make such complicated faces, but now that you know how a face looks, these are the kinds of faces we can make. I just want you to observe this. Don't draw with me, just see what I'm doing. So I'm going to draw an oval. Somewhere I'm going to place a nose and it's going to be like this. Kyra, I want you to watch. Don't draw. Like I said, watch what I'm doing and then you can draw yourself. So somewhere in the center, we want a nose, but we don't want to make it this detailed. So you can literally make a nose like this, just an L shape, okay? Now for the eyes, we are going to make eyes like these, but not very complicated. You can do the same shading or just keep them like so. Make nice happy eyebrows and a nice smile. Now this looks a little odd, so we will give her just a small lip at the bottom. That's all. Now we can make the ears and then we can make hair. Now, this person can become a boy or a girl depending upon how we make the hair. Now, the same thing, all the things can change. So I can make any other shape also. I can make a small nose. Always make that reflection. I can make the eyebrows very high up. And I can make a big smile like that. Then I can make ears like these. And I could make hair like that. See? So just taking these shapes, we can make different kinds of faces. Now, do you want to try?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Kyra, I want you to try and make big faces this time, huh? They should be at least like half of your hand. Okay. Okay, now if you're done with this, are you done with this? No? Okay. Let me know when you're done with. Then we can move to the other page. Shall we start the main artwork now? I think you should have done 2 faces by now. Okay, chalo. I'm moving on to our final artwork. Now, since it's Holi, we can make a nice artwork which also uses these words and say Happy Holi or something like that. So we could make 2 or 3 faces on top, right? Happy Holi in the middle and 2 or 3 faces at the bottom. Okay, so this is how we'll go about it. First, with your fingers, measure the spaces and try and make a pair of lines in the center of your paper. And try to make these lines equal from both sides. Now, in this, I'm going to write Happy Holi. So, we have done this before. First, I will write the letters really light. So, I know how much space I'm going to take. And if I need to, then I can make the letters bigger or I can extend the line. I think it can fit in this. So I'm just directly taking my pen. If you have a pen, a waterproof pen or a micron tip pen like this, use a pen. If you have a ball pen, you can use that or just use your pencil, that's fine. And I'm going to make these letters in a block letter design. And you can make whichever design you like. And make it fun. All the letters don't have to look too exact. They can be a little wonky. Some can be big, some can be small. And now Holi, I'm going to make the letters really fat. Now I'm again going to make this line on top in pen and the one in the bottom in pen. I could make this at a fatter pen also. And I can make maybe 4 faces. So basically, we need to make some rectangle or square spaces around, but don't go too close to the edge. So I'm thinking I can make a face in this block. So I'm going to put my finger here so I can see where is the center. The center will be somewhere here. And I'll draw a line going up to some point on top and also a line coming down to some point towards the bottom. And from this side, I will draw a line parallel to the edge there. And if you don't know where these lines have to go, you can always draw the lines from the side and then join them. Perfect. So now I have 4 square rectangle shapes in which I can make faces for Happy Holi. Now in these 4, you can make any face you like. So you can make the faces all looking straight up like that. Or If you want to be creative, you can have one face looking sideways, one looking upside down, one looking sideways from here, and one looking upright. Now this time, I'm going to show you something else. Before you make the face, before you make the hair, now that you know what to expect, we can make just half the face also. So don't make the full oval. Make half an oval like this. In this, you can place the nose, mouth, because this will allow me to make all sorts of hair. Then I'll put the eyes like this. Now remember, no, not remember. Look at this. If I make the eyes just like that and don't put the pupils in, these already look like smiley eyes. So I don't need to put pupils in. I'm imagining where the head would be, and I am going to make the hair like this. Then make a neck, and then make shoulders. And if your hair comes on the shoulders, that's also fine. We'll give her some t-shirt. Now the next one, we can make all four upright, or why not let's try making it upside down. So let's just turn the head upside down. Do the same thing, except remember the hair has to flow down. So you can make the face like this. Same thing. And this time you can make a smile with teeth. So you can make a slightly shallow mouth and make a smile like this. Then we will have the eyes. This time let's make the eyes proper. And give him very amused eyebrows, because he's hanging upside down. And now instead of the hair coming on the forehead, this time we will draw this chap's hair going up. So we can draw maybe a few hair here, because there will be some hair on the forehead. And then you can just draw all the hair going up like that. Then draw the neck and shoulders. And again, draw a nice t-shirt. See, this is how it'll look. I'll just keep it the right side up for you to draw all this, and then I'll turn it around. Done? Now, over here, can you think of two other faces that you can make? I want you guys to make two faces of your own, and then I will make two faces myself. So I want our pictures to look different. They should not look the same. Okay, now I'm making my face. This time I'm changing the shape of the face even more. Instead of making round, upright ovals, I want to make a sideways oval, like a very wide oval. Let's see how this looks. And we can also turn the nose around in the other direction. Oh, this already looks like a very wide smile. How funny. And I can change the size of the eyes and the placement and make them a little far apart. And make a small mouth like that. And this time now, I'm going to make this a girl because I want to make braids on her. Now here's the thing, if she's going to be upside down, I think I want to make her hands also. You don't have to draw this. I just want to show you how you can expand your design or your illustration in many ways. And I will show two braids coming down like that. And another face with just smiley eyes. And maybe we can give him curly hair. Now comes the fun bit. Now you can color these like regular people. Okay, so we will put a skin color here, a flat skin color.
Not color pencils,
Yeah,
pens or colors.
whatever
Color,
you
what
want.
color?
You can choose whatever you want. But maybe just for this, remember that make a pencil line around the eyes, just at the bottom, if you're doing this in pen. And don't color the eyes. Two eyes, at least I've made open, two eyes I've made closed. So here's my idea, and see if you agree with me. I'm first going to paint this flat, and then I'm going to make these cloud-like shapes of color splatter all over, and those I'm going to color as a second layer on top. So I'll draw dots like these and splashes of color on their face. But first I'm going to paint the face without any color. Now, the other idea is that each of these faces we can paint in very weird colors even before that. So it doesn't have to be an overlapping design. So I want you to think of different ways in which you can make these faces look like they are happy, holy faces. Okay, I'm going to show you both my ideas. One is paint a face regular. So I'm going to give it brown hair, a skin tone, and the no eye color, and the hair t-shirt is white. And the other one, like this one, I am beforehand, I'm going to put all sorts of color on the face. And also some color on the back. So I'm going to make it look like a splatter of color. So all splats of color look like maybe like a star, but not a star like we make a star. You just do a zigzag line going in some circle form. And then some places you can just do weird shapes, and then that becomes holy as well. So this can be fun also. I'm going to paint his face normal in a few places. And by normal, it's the closest to a skin tone that I can see. In my palette, I have a yellow ochre. I'm just using that yellow ochre. I know yellow ochre is not really a skin tone, but it works pretty well. So this is the face. Now, while this face is drying, I'm going to paint the hair of the lady or gentleman on the left. Now, here's another thing you can do also. You can overlay this. If this is all in watercolor, then the splatter of paint you can do in color pencils or crayons. You can change the medium. Okay, this is how I'm painting the backdrop here. In each of these sections, you can decide what color you want. So I'm also putting orange around one side of the face fully. And a little bit on the hair as well. Now we don't need to use too many colors also. Just 3 or 4 are enough. And if it is looking very colorful, then you can also choose not to paint the rest of the boy at all. On this person, we can do the same thing. It's almost as if they're standing behind a glass which has all sorts of colors. Now, if you're doing watercolor, you have to be very careful that you don't spread the earlier paint out too much. See how I'm quickly going over the earlier paint. If I keep going over and over the color, I will remove the color on the bottom layer. And then we will just have a big mess of paint that'll all be mixed colors. So if you feel that you can do this with a nice light hand, then paint it. If you anyway want to try it, please go ahead and try it. But remember that once you have put paint on the paper, then don't try to do too much musty with it. This is how these two different techniques will look. One is layering, which is called glazing. I quite like both techniques. And we can also paint the same colors in our words, Happy Holi. Now, whenever you have words like these, Happy Holi, Happy Diwali, instead of painting all the letters in multiple colors, paint the important letters first in multiple colors. And the other one you can paint in one nice color throughout. That way, each of the two words can get the attention they deserve. If you paint all the words, all the letters, happy and holy, in bright colors, then it becomes a little difficult to read. So sometimes that also looks good. Sometimes it looks good to be a little conservative with colors. Do you know what conservative means? How about cautious? Cautious with color use. But do you know what that means?
Careful with colors.
Correct. Careful with colors. Now, what does that mean? What do you mean careful with colors? It's not as if colors are going to harm us.
Not to use too many colors.
Sorry, come back. Tell me again.
Not to use like too many colors.
Yes, not to use too many colors. Correct. So think before you use colors. Imagine how your color combinations are going to look. And after that, you can bindas color. Now, there are lots of ways in which you can make these coloring options, and I'm going to show you one more trick. So here also, we can easily paint different ways, paint this in different ways so that it looks like Holi. Instead of doing a splatter like this or like this, I'm going to paint this panel in different colors and also the girl in completely different colors. In each of these panels, I'm going to put a different color. I don't know if you've noticed this, but I have used only four of the same colors, orange, green, one red, and one blue, cerulean blue. And yet it looks very multicolored because of how these colors interact with each other. Now I'm adding a different red for just this painting. And again here, you may or may not want to color the face. And in the last one, we can just make a crazy coloring. So instead of a regular face, I'm going to paint the whole face blue. So it'll look unusual. Even this can look fun. And of course, we can also make his hair in multiple colors. Now he looks like the flag of India. Funny. And so on. How is it going with everyone else? Is it looking good? I think I'd like to make these two things for her. And then once my color dries over here, I'll paint everything else. Okay, one last thing I wanted to show you in faces. When you're showing a wide smile, somebody smiling like this, all their teeth seen, this looks really flat, isn't it? So you can make a shape like this. A curve from the side of the mouth coming inward, and then a curve going sideways like this. So it looks like their teeth. The teeth are touching. This is a much better wide smile than
Hello.
something. Yes, Ruhan.
Sorry, ma'am. Something happened.
No, no problem. It's okay. So, do you have any questions, kids? Because I don't want you to rush through the painting. If your colors are wet, you can continue painting. Don't show me right now. Finish your painting and show me later. I need to end class right now because I have to attend another event online. So, do you have any questions? Okay.
I'm finished.
Hi, Hia's dad. Namaskar, namaskar. Oh, let's see. How cute is that? I love the size of your faces now. Now it really looks like they're having fun playing Holi. And oh my God, have you gone and made a pichkari out of that Happy Holi? That is extremely creative of you. Wonderful, great idea. Would you please share this on the group so we can see it all? Lovely. All right. So that's it then for today. Let's see yours here. How cool. Are they beautiful? Very nice. I really like it. The faces have turned out very good. I love the lettering. Excellent. Good job. Okay, so as soon as I finish my picture, I will put it on the group and then you can see that. And I would like to see your pictures. And any thoughts on what we want to do next week? I think next weekend, or is it this weekend? This weekend is, or next week, next Monday is Easter.
Now, can we make a bunny with some eggs?
We can make a bunny with eggs. We can make Easter eggs. That's
And a
that's a
basket?
lovely art. And a basket. Yes, we can do that. Okay, so Easter art next Monday. Is that cool? Okay, okay. So I'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.